Alright, so let's get at it. Peace meaning positive energy. Peace always meaning understanding. Alright. Peace meaning positivity once again. Can't never get too much positivity. But anyway, I just want to jump into this. And let's say it's going to be covering a lot of different things, but the same things, because it all kind of goes together. You just got to I'm giving you pieces to the puzzle. You got to place them where they fit for you. I can't put the puzzle together for you. All I can do is just shoot you little pieces here and there. Got to do the work. Alright, so to understand what's going on around you, you must understand matter. But not matter. Matter doesn't matter, only the spirit within its truth. They say in the church that every bottle has a demon. To the alcoholic, every bottle has a spirit, is what they're saying. So we're just going to say it like this: wouldn't everything else have a spirit too, if it had some type of energy that was taking control of them, or helping them or aiding them in some way? Which everything does. It's either going to aid you in the positive or the negative, or there's neutral on the scale. It might not aid you at all, or even pertain to you. Certain energies and entities. And just pay attention, because later on in this lecture, it always turns dark on my side of the screen. Later on in this lecture, you're going to see where I come back into this with the torus field. But everybody belongs. Let's see. What they forgot to say was anything with or without matter, that everything belongs to a spirit. Just an extension or a fractal of you is in it, by the way. That might have been too deep for some of you, but later on in life you'll figure it out when it's your time. Religion is a money racket. They say it's not a business in which they don't sell gods, but the business is profitable to whoever owns one. Attention is dependent on something outside of us. Like I said, have you ever thought about when you capture someone's attention, you capture their energy with stimulation, which means you can program them basically once you've captured them, you know what I mean? So watch what you give your attention to, is what I'm really trying to tell you. Because a result of repetition, because a result of repetitive conscious processes, almost and most likely ran as a paradigm, whether good or bad, your subconscious becomes your actions and then your beliefs. You heard what I said? It becomes your actions and then your beliefs is what your subconscious ends up equaling. And then that becomes your truth, because you're living it. You know what I'm saying? You're living your truth. You are experiencing it. Has any of you ever thought that maybe some of these devices in our homes could be taking our energy? Think about it. You turn on the radio or whatever. Next thing you know, you're like, oh snap! There's my jam. There's my jam. The head starts bobbing, butt starts moving, hips start twerking, all kinds of craziness starts going on. Next thing you know, you're moving all around the house like you're possessed. But look, there's a big misconception about electricity, and I'm just trying to point some of these factors out, and about what energy is, what light energy is. There's different types. But when you're watching a TV show, you wouldn't think that it can drain your energy through these devices. Shit, if you don't believe me, get your ass in the yard and ground out. And I mean, you got a plant just like this one, stick your fingers down there in the roots. Tap into its energy. They tried to show you on Avatar that's a networking system, like the nervous system. Nervous system of the body looks like the nervous system of the earth. The lungs and a human look like the trees on earth. I'm just saying, they produce oxygen. Hello, people. Can you hear me? Y'all think I'm crazy as shit. You know why you think I'm crazy? Because you're all sitting around like a bunch of damn sheep getting herded by some motherfucker. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just doing the process. You're doing what you know. Scared to step out of your comfort zone. Scared to like on this video. Scared to share it. Shit, I'm telling the truth. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. I ain't got nothing to gain from this. I ain't trying to gain nothing. I don't even want to be up here doing this, to be honest. But I know. Trust me. I do my book work. I study. I meditate. Like, learn yourself. Learn who you really are. Where you really came from. It'll change your whole view of everything. Everything will change. And then you'll start making changes around you. And when you start making changes around you, then you'll start to realize, hey, I'm living my truth right now. Like, I'm happy right now. I ain't never been happier. I had a lot of bad stuff happen in life. But, I mean, look at me. I worked past it. You can work past yours too. Don't get caught up in the emotion. I've said it before. You get caught up in the emotion and you're feeling all bad and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And next thing you know, you done lost your damn job. You don't even want to get up out of bed no more. You feel sick to your stomach all the time. You're doing that to yourself. You're doing that. You're making yourself sick by the way you're thinking. Which is so, because like I said, it started out as a thought. And then you drug that shit out. Whoop. And I'm guilty of it. I can't say I ain't done it. Shit. But look, what happens is you drag it out. And then next thing you know, that becomes your subconscious. And that's your truth. You're living that. You're living that emotion. So, chill out with that shit. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's that easy. Take a step back. Realize what you're doing. Be cautious of the words you say. That's what I tell you. It's better to be quiet. Not just so you can listen. Just for the simple fact that it's better to hush sometimes and just keep your mouth shut instead of putting a bunch of negative vibes out there. Alright. But yeah, ground out, stand out in the yard, get you some of that good prana, that fresh, clean air, and then just stand there for like 15 minutes and tell me what you feel like. Tell me you don't feel better. You're sitting out there with no shoes, why you think it's always great when you go to the beach? You're just like, you know what I mean? In your head, you're like, R&R. Nah, your ass is connecting. Your ass is in the water and your ass is over there in the sand. You see what I'm saying? You're grounding out. Of course you're happy. You're back at your roots. You're back to doing what we started doing. We're so far gone from the stuff we're supposed to be doing that we're unhappy with these damn devices. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. And you'll know why the devices are making you unhappy. Alright? Like I said, I know y'all think I'm crazy. I'm supposed to sound crazy to you. That means I'm over here and you're here, but I'm trying to bring you here. Alright. You ever thought of the word TV? Television? Vision? What fucking vision you telling me? The only vision I need's right here. You're trying to feed me some bullshit and then you watch them same programs with them same vibrational patterns and that becomes your truth. It becomes your subconscious. Sit there and watch a bunch of damn gangster movies and shit like that. You're going to be a gangster. You lay with the dogs, you get fleas. Don't matter what religion or how you want to look at it. It's all the same. Like, and then with the television, what happens? Teleprompter, which tells them what to say. Everything's scripted, wrote down. My shit's scripted, you see? I wrote it down. That's only because I can't take in, I got so many different thoughts. If I don't write it out, I'm all right. Y'all see I'm all over the place a lot of times, but you get the point. Or you will at some point. Alright. Let's see. And I'm posting this video so you can see, electricity, it doesn't flow through wires either. Everybody's got this misconception. The wire is only a conductor. But it does move around it. But it does not flow through it. It's not needed. Understand? It's not needed. But you must understand there's different types of electricity and then there's polarity. There's a lot more than meets the eye. So, light is oscillating electricity and magnetic fields. Just like the sun when it shines, it takes about 8 minutes to get here. That energy is stored and transmitted in electric and magnetic fields of the light. And energy cannot be created or destroyed, only manipulated and transmuted and transformed and, into something else. But, so my next question is why are we paying for this shit? Why are we paying for electricity? Because the government told me so. Bullshit. It's free, motherfuckers. And you're look, next they'll be charging us for air. Like, you see, they put bans on what you can do in the air. Why, they do whatever the fuck they want to. Excuse my language. They do whatever they want to. While they put bans on the regular person that's not considered personnel of the government or whatever. But in different, so the thing you take or give to your devices is your energy in different formats, the downloads you've been given, The only way to brainwash us and whitewash us was through the mass was to make these devices. Alright, now, the word devices. Any of y'all ever looked it up? I did. Now I'm going to tell you about it. So, devices. The definition of device is a project or scheme. So the damn TV's a scheme, the damn computer, the radio, like all this stuff is a project or scheme, often designed to deceive you. Look it up. Oftentimes to deceive you. Next, a stratagem, an artifact. A stratagem? Okay, so we get that, right? Next thing, I'm going to bring y'all the definition of that stratagem that they had up there that nobody knows what it means. It means maneuver in a game or conversion. You talking about in this Matrix? What the? Shut the front door. Boy, I'm telling you, shit gets crazy. You got to be able to read in between the lines, though, folks. Maneuver in a game or conversation. All right. Maneuver in a game or conversation, it says. Conversion of conversation. What? That's crazy. I mean, need I say more? Other than, why are we paying for electricity again? Like, and, you know, greed followed by fear comes out of that. So you see how there's a huge misconception. Let's call it what it is. Deception, not misconception. Notice to all the people out there, along with the prefix D is on all of them. You know, D and device, as they take our power away and our energy in multiple ways. I looked up why we can't recycle energy on Google and quote, they said, when energy passes on to organism after organism from the initial plants, it is all used up and exhausted. Ultimately, nothing remains that can be recycled to form more energy, because one spirit or energy is actually all energies. FYI. In a sense, in a fractal. Y'all don't know nothing about no fractals. Y'all gonna learn something today. All is mind. And the mind matters. Try not to mind that that's all that matters. That was too much for y'all, I know. Even on a small scale, it doesn't mean, you know what I mean? It is, I'm saying like on micro scale, to the naked eye, it still doesn't make any less significant of what's happening. It is alive. That's why they say abortion is bad. So, as all things we do cause change in events, even if you don't see it. I know we are living in a world so fake, the truth actually scares people. We are living in a world so fake, the truth actually scares people. Thank you, Ralph Smart. I got that from him, by the way, on his YouTube channel. Smart guy. Ralph Smart. And you know, I was not going to say nothing on this and ended up writing this anyway. But religion has been seeded with lies. That doesn't mean there isn't no truth there. But a lot has been manipulated and taught through religion as selling God. God is the snake you see because he created them. Fractal. You'll have to figure out that mother clucker on your own. It's too deep for me to try to push into your brains. But, you know, and so I is he and he is him. And, you know, it's another Trinity. You got to understand the waking up, the understanding. So let's see, where are we at? I told you we were going to be covering a lot of different stuff, but a lot that goes back into some of my other videos. Like I said, you just kind of got to do some incorporating. Can't put it all on video. I have to kind of break it up. Plus, I need to tell it in stories so y'all can understand shit in simpler form. You know, like just like I don't like the fact that every time I go to go into a church, I don't like the offering plate coming around. I don't need you to usher me to offer. I know how to tithe. I don't have to put my money into that church to be tithing. Because I guarantee the dude over here on the corner would love to have a room for the night. If it's just for one night, to get a hot meal and a hot shower. It's that simple. I don't like that. I don't. I'll say it again. I do not like that. I think it's wrong. That's like people coming up to your door and just knocking on it. You know, you don't like it. Before you come to the house, you call first, right? Or the other person, there's a mutual agreement. Y'all get what I'm saying? Alright. I'm going to make y'all think about something here. God, is he the snake? You see, he created him. And so he is him, right? Why do they have you hating the snake since the garden? Would or could it be God's shadow self? I don't know. It's just a question, really. But no matter is what we're getting ready to call this here. Think about the never-ending story. Oh my God. I'll be right back. My cat's knocking on the door. Look. Alright. Crash. I crash. Crash there. Giddy. Sonny's kitty. Hi. Let's see. He wants to get in the video. Alright. Honey. Yes, I love you too. It's just a question. Never ending story. But yeah, we're going to call it the nothing. Like the never ending story. Because in the movie, listen to this. Atreyu is the boy's name, and the meaning in German, Atreyu is son of all. Atreyu is an old Indian name of the Sanskrit origin. Notice when the boy opened the book, he gained knowledge. You're making it hard, Crash. And he was really living his truth. Every time he opened that book, he would gain knowledge and he would be living the book. Back to the snake and Jesus, age 33, has to do with your spine. Hence, Stairway to Heaven. Yeah. And all the way back to the snake and G.I. Joe. You know, it's got to make you think. They would say, Cobra! And make them the bad guys and make the government guys the good ones. When it's the other way around. When G.I. Joe gave you the hint, they said, knowing is half the battle. Did they not? Knowing is half the battle. Look, the same way the newsroom is made up of like 5 or 6 sister stations that run the media. We're going to say who runs the media is the FBA and the CII and such. tell them what to say on the prompter. That's why all stations sound alike on the news turns all negative to lower your energy and vibration. But I believe a lot of these religious facilities are programmed what to say on their prompters pretty much also by an email or phone call monthly or weekly by the certain individuals of the multi-million-dollar franchise, and anyone can own one with 3 members, hence 3 being the one. Hi. Oh my goodness. I say again, the 3 main religions and the belief in, with Christianity and monotheism, when you see good is in all things and bad. See, Atreyu is Hindu name, and it says, which dates back pretty far, and it has a numerology number of 9, and that does have significance. As above, so below. Now I'm going to mention that there's different types of energies, like the torus field y'all should look into. That would, it's the shape of a sphere. It's in cells and atoms. I mean, on the smallest scale you can even imagine to the greatest scale you can imagine, like the galaxies. So, and each one is a sphere itself. Did you know that each, what I'm talking about is the torus field. Did you know that the world is ubiquitous? If you don't believe me, look it up. And you will find out it is in all things. The torus field, I'm telling you, is why you use that word, ubiquitous. Plus, it sounds cool, right? It's a cool word to say. But it means present, appearing in all things, or found everywhere. Similar to omnipresent, right? Omnipresent, right? I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. It's even in our galaxy. I'm talking about the field now. When you realize that, you will start to understand how the earth works. Even on our personal energy fields that are around us works the same way. Then you start to think fractals and graphs, because you got to think graphs, and then you have to think up, down, left, right, forward, backwards, and you need to think depth, right? I don't know. But, that kind of paints the picture for you. If you want to, kind of know, I guess, understand what a torus field looks like, think of a donut. Think of a donut. So, peace always meaning positivity. Peace meaning understanding. Y'all have a great day. Happy Friday. And me and Crash are out.